Making that long red look easy. Just going back to you mentioning the Crucible, I don't think there's anybody who wouldn't look forward to the opportunity of seeing Jimmy White stepping out for the World Championship once again. He hasn't made it there since 2006. And he has beaten, as I mentioned earlier already, he's beaten the likes of Michael White and Ali Carter and Ryan Day and Joe Perry.
8.
He has put together a good year. And although it's too early to talk about him hanging on to his tour card, he needs a top 8 finish amongst the relevant players on the 1-year list, and at the moment it's in his hands and it's looking okay. So that's his medium-term target, is to stay on the tour as a player for another few years. Be nice if he could make it a straight 40.
9.
Currently on 37. That is the record. I think Steve Davis may have managed 35 or 36 consecutive seasons, but no one's done 37 until the whirlwind came along. Arguably the
60.
most popular player.
70.
That's a good one, that is. I would probably say in his time when he was making all the finals, definitely the most popular player. But obviously, you know, you had Alex Higgins before Jimmy. He sort of paved the way, and then you've had Ronnie O'Sullivan since, which you would have to say, you know, he's blown everybody else out of the water with the way he plays.
4.
But he's definitely one of the favourites, Jimmy. You know, and he's
25.
still got a massive fan base now and massive following.
Philip Studd, formerly of 5 Live, once did an interview with Jimmy and said, would you swap all that adulation and those 6 World Championship finals for one title? And he answered him honestly and said, no. He said, I've earned, you know, I've earned the respect of the crowds, and I like it when I go to a tournament, as he was at the Masters last month, and every time he was introduced to the crowd, he got a massive reception. He said, I've earned that the hard way. And that's my prize over decades of dedication to the sport. So he seems,
33.
from that answer in that interview, he seems as though he's a content man with what he's achieved in the sport. Not just the 10 ranking titles, but the adoration of all who've watched him for so many years.
40. Yep. 41.
Yes, it is quite unbelievable that he's never got that one world title that he so desperately wanted.
$48.
You know, he had a run of 5 or 6 years on the trot where he made the final. Unfortunately, kept coming across Stephen Hendry, and in the 1 year when he missed him, he had John Parrott. And John Parrott probably played the best session of snooker that anybody has ever played against Jimmy White. So remember, I think he won the session 7-1 or 8-0. It was just unplayable standard from John Parrott.
49.
So you could say he's been a little bit unfortunate, a little bit unlucky. But you certainly would have thought, with how good he's been, he deserved a world title. Definitely.
$56. 57.
Well, Darren and I were just discussing whether we'd jinx it if we started mentioning the maximum. Darren just confirmed it looked like he was going for it, but didn't get the position, so... Well, we were a bit premature, whether it was blue or black.
Neil Robertson, 57.
So 83 still on. Little look of consternation on the face of Neil Robertson there. Neil Robertson very sportingly just tapping his cue on the edge of the table in acknowledgement of that safety from Jimmy.
And that's a great response. He didn't have much of the edge of that red to it then. This is not straightforward for Jimmy. He won't want it this too thin because he'd be pushing the red over to the corner pocket. Well, no, I don't think he played the plant, but he'll take it anyway. He needs the cue ball to slow down.
1.
I'm sure he didn't play the plant there. He was just trying to get a good cue ball.
I guess if you suffer the odd kick, you'll take the odd little percent of luck.
This is the difference. The Jimmy of old would have been straight down playing this green into the yellow pocket. He might still play that shot, but he was having a little look then, a little roll up behind the green. He would definitely have been going for this, Jimmy of old.
Green. Jimmy White, 4.
Well, that's unfortunate for Jimmy. The red has come back as well into a nice easy potting position for Neil Robertson. He's a bit unfortunate. He potted a good green in cannon in the red. That cue ball went so close to the side cushion. You do feel that was probably Jimmy's last chance in this match. Can't imagine Neil Robertson making any mistakes here. All 3 reds go to the right corner. The top one definitely. Well, I'm saying that. No mistakes, you can't imagine. Commentators curse. Just cannot believe that last shot. Neil Robertson missing that. And Jimmy was like a greyhound getting out of his seat.
Well, the decades haven't dulled his reflexes on an opponent's mistake. Right back up to the table. Who would have thought that from Neil Robertson, especially from a commanding position, having been let back in by Jimmy?
Yes, Rob, and he didn't need to play the cannon because the top red went to the right corner. So as long as he'd got eye on the red, he could have just rolled the red in and disturbed the other 2. So He missed the black through taking his eye off the pot to get the cannon. Most important thing is to make sure of the pot. Well, you just can't. When someone's giving you an opportunity like he just had, you just cannot miss from there.
One.
Jimmy now
8.
requiring snookers. And he'll kick himself on that missed opportunity, despite the fact that he has played well in patches in this match. That is a great pot there from Neil Robertson, knowing that he's got Jimmy on the rack.
9.
No mistakes this time. One or two signs of vulnerability from Neil, but
Neil Robertson 9.
he's all but there. So 3 snookers required.
1 frame.
That would be a respot.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
Jimmy has